All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the stream. We've got news, big news, and as you see from the title of this video, we have huge news. Let's check it out. So from Claude here, Claude AI has released their new model, their latest and greatest Claude-Sonnet 4.1. This just came out, and I actually was not planning on streaming today, but this is too good to be true. Let me get the stream set up, but today we are going to be testing the new model just released. Rob, how's it going? Welcome. But yeah, this is big, guys. So let's check out the evals here. So it says 7782. You can see the improvements here, pretty good. It says it's their best coding model. It says that it's the best coding model in the world. Doom, welcome to the stream. Thanks for the call out. Doom actually was the one that I was like, oh shoot, we actually do have the Claude model is out today. So I wasn't gonna stream today, guys. I was actually doing some work. I was continuing our cloud formation work on the side, but this is huge. So you guys can check out the evals here. But this is really interesting. The biggest thing is what's the cost, right? What's the cost of this? So very interested to see what this actually costs. Let's check out Claude API pricing, see if they have it there. So there's their pricing, developer docs pricing. Okay, here it is. Okay, so Sonnet 4.5 is, yeah, it's much lower. So input is $3 per million for prompts under 200,000 tokens, and then over 200,000 tokens, it's $6, and then under 200,000 is 15 per output, and then over 22. So still, I think more expensive than GPT-5, right? Pretty sure. But this is pretty interesting. So the best thing to do, guys, is I have Cursor already launched and we're ready to go. And let's just try it out. Let's give it a shot. Let's see how it is. If you're just tuning in, make sure that you like the stream. Again, I wasn't planning on streaming today, but I mean, I can't miss a launch day, right? Right? Okay, so Doom said that he saw one video on it already, and it's faster and more accurate than Sonnet 4 and thinks less. Okay, so let's just give it a couple things. Let's try this out a little bit. All right. Yeah, Sonnet's still more expensive than GPT models, but let's see. Let's try it. First thing that we're gonna try is on our home page here. I actually want to change up our homepage, and I found a nice tweet, and I want to bring up that tweet. I actually screenshotted it, and I'm going to airdrop it onto my Mac, because what we're going to do first is we're going to see if we can actually we're going to test out the capabilities of GPT 4.5, or no, sorry, I'm too used to using 4.5 or GPT. So we've got Claude Thinking 4.5. A 1 million context window, pretty good. Let me just airdrop this real quick to my computer. All right, so we're gonna test 4.5 here. Let me put a sweatshirt on. It's a little bit chilly in here. But so as you guys can see here, I want to change up the anatomy of our landing page. I saw this tweet, and I essentially wanted to try this tweet out, change up our landing page a bit. So here you have benefits, how it works. So let's just do this and just screenshot this and drop it in here. So we're going to screenshot this, and then using Claude-Sonnet 4.5, we're going to drop that in. So here you can see Claude 4.5 Sonnet. Let's expand this a little bit. All right, I'm gonna zoom in as much as I can for you guys. If you guys are just tuning in, make sure you like and subscribe. Claude 4.5 Sonnet just came out. Was not planning on streaming today. This is an emergency stream, basically. This is an emergency stream. All right, so we dropped in the image. Review the image in depth and update the home page to add these new sections, respectively. So let's drop this in and see how it does. So essentially, we passed in this screenshot here, and it's going to create a benefits section. It's going to create a how it works section. It's going to create a pricing section. If you guys are just tuning in, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. This is an emergency stream, thanks to Doom. I was not planning on streaming today, but can't miss a launch day. All right, here it goes in. So it's going to do a benefits. So it did, yeah, you're right. It did think a little bit less. Got a smoothie, guys. Okay. So updates are already in. That's fast. See how it did, though. Here's the how it works. All right, now let's drop it in the pricing section. Pricing section going in. So you guys are just joining us. Make sure that you like and subscribe. But we're using Claude-4.5 Sonnet right now. Just released about less than an hour ago, and we're already live streaming. Doom asked what kind of smoothie. It's like a strawberry, banana, peanut butter, protein powder. You know what we do. All right, so it looks like it just did the pricing section. So one thing to note is it wasn't able to pull in the actual prices from the pricing page. Make sure that you actually take a look at the styling and the prices of our actual pricing in the website. Review the pricing page for reference, and then properly update the pricing section that you just created. So let's drop that in, see if it can fix that. I mean, relatively fast, though. It seems fast, so it searched files. Yeah, definitely faster than 4. Okay, here's the benefits section that it created. So after this, we're actually going to give it a really good test. I've been needing to change some of this for a while. Here it's updating the this pricing section here, so let's see how it does. For those of you just joining us, we are using the new Claude 4.5 Sonnet model. All right, let's see how it does here. It's updating this pricing page. Not page, but the pricing section. Yeah, it's definitely mixing them, Doom. So that's actually what we're going to fix next. So as you guys can see, it's kind of like mixing the light mode and dark mode. And I actually don't think it's mixing them. It actually just styles it that way for some reason. A guy said just use a 3.js game prompt I was trying last week. Graphics are much better. What do you mean? Let's see how this does. Yeah, that actually looks really good. That looks really good. That's pretty good. So here's the section that it created. The starter plan button should be start free trial. Okay. Look at the home page in depth and notice how some sections are dark, some sections have weird backgrounds, some sections have gradient text, some sections, it really is not on theme. So take a deep and intricate look at the home page and come up with a better, more comprehensive in unison style for the entirety of the page. Think deeply about this and then integrate your updates to ensure that light mode stays on light mode and dark mode stays on dark mode. Nacho Gonzalez said actually Claude 4.5 Sonnet is out as of 1 hour ago. It's already accessible. Right now we're giving it some tests. Nacho said, is it smarter than 4.1? Yeah, it's let's pull up that tweet again and I'll show you guys what they're saying. So it's cheaper than 4 and it is better than 4.1, which is huge. For everybody that is into vibe coding, obviously you know that obviously that's a pretty big deal. So the biggest problem with Opus 4.1 was that it was incredibly expensive and the pricing is actually not too bad. So here's the here, let me move this so that you guys can see it as it works. But yeah, so here's what it says. So compared to GPT-5 over here, it says Claude 4.5 is beating out GPT-5. Zero asks, can someone tell if it's much better? We're just starting to test it out, but according to the benchmarks, I mean, here's the agentic coding SWE bench verified. This is like one of the biggest tests. So if you just look at this one here, their biggest call to action was that this is the best coding model in the market, which is a pretty big deal. They said that this is the best coding model. So this is huge, guys. I mean, you know what's crazy is that Gemini has not released a new model in a while. So I'd be surprised if they don't respond. But man, I mean, 77% versus GPT 72. And then with parallel test time compute, which does anybody know what that actually means? Because they said, so this actually is GPT-5 Codex gets a 74%, 74.5, and then whatever this is with parallel test time compute, what does that even mean? Nacho said great on medicine as well. Where's medicine? If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Welcome to the channel. I'm sure that we have a couple newcomers today. This is a pretty big deal. Literally the best coding model on the market. Let's see, that was fast. So if you guys know, we just passed in a prompt that it essentially said, hey, you know, make sure that the themes all match. And it does look like it was able to quickly update that. So that did a really good job. That did a really good job. Doom said that Gemini 3 is in the oven. Oh, I'm sure. Okay, so that did a really good job. Let's go check out this. Okay, so one problem that I've been having is that if you guys look at the reviews here, the profile image should not be showing if it's null. On this page, if the profile image is null, then it should not display an image. Also, if the content section is empty, it should not display a content section either. All right, submit that. Sean said, hey man, I'm having a fierce hassle adding my React background in my hero section. Any tips? Yeah, Sean, I would, whatever you're having trouble with, I would try the new Claude 4.5 Sonnet model at it. You know, something that this always makes me remember whenever there's a new model that drops is how powerful these new models actually can be. Sometimes new models can be incredibly powerful. So let's see here. All right, so this is going in. So let's see if it can get that pretty fast. So thinking it only thought for 3 seconds here. Already updating the sign-in page. Roy Zenit said, WTF, you instantly live streaming new model. I mean, I'll be honest, guys. I've got an incredible amount of dedication to what we're doing here. And I wasn't even planning on streaming today. Usually I'm at school. I did take, I couldn't go to school today. I go to Purdue University. I couldn't go to school. So hey, when it came up, I said, hey, you know what? Let's stream it. So if you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so, because that's how we do it around here. All right, let's make like a complex change. And let's say for the reviews, I no longer want to use nulls. I want to use an empty string for essentially the profile image. If the user doesn't enter a profile image, it should be an empty string. So you need to take a look at the entity in the database and in the API and change that from nullable to just defaulting to an empty string if it's left blank. You then need to respectively update the module that contains that logic in the API. Do not worry about database migrations. I will update this on my end. Just change the entities in the database and the API to update the review entity according to these instructions. Okay, so this is a full stack This is a full stack feature here going in. And I didn't pass in any file references, so it's going to have to find everything. So it said, let me find the relevant files. Sean said, you're the man. You know it, Sean. Dedicated. Damon said, use inspect and see mobile responsiveness, please. That was always an issue. Yeah, that's a very good point. Maybe we can have 4.5 take a look. Let's launch another chat. Let's launch another version of 4.5 Sonnet. I need your help in improving the mobile responsiveness of the home page. Take a deep look at the home page and integrate updates to respectively make this a fully mobily responsive design. Yeah, I'm on Cursor right now. HMR said, funny how every so-called vibe-coded landing page design just ends up looking identical. I don't know. I think we've got a pretty cool hero component here. Oh, okay. So, oh, cool. Oh, wow. Okay, so it's taken screenshots of what it looks like on mobile, which is cool. So it's using that MCP that we have for what is the MCP you have? It's Playwright, I believe. So that just integrated MCP. That's why it shrunk like that. All right, so it looks like this is done over here. So that was actually really fast. So it said that it already changed that. So let's open up a terminal. And what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go over to the database here. So let's open up our database and let's cd into the view creator database. And then let's see npm run migration generate. So this should generate the migration that's needed to change that to a string column instead of a nullable column. And that looks like that ran correctly. So yeah, so reviews, basically you guys can see that it changed it to a not null, and then it's set default as an empty string. So now if we go back and let's launch another localhost window and go to sign in. Now that is an empty string. So now take a look at the review card logic in the sign in page, and based off of this new logic, whether it's an empty string or not, it should respectively not show the profile image or show the profile image depending on if they have actually uploaded a profile image. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We're using the new Claude 4.5 Sonnet model, which is now the best coding model on the market. So I wasn't planning on streaming today, but I mean, we can't not stream, right? I mean, if there's a new model, if there's stuff going on, we need to start using it as soon as possible. So I was like, So shout out to Doom for calling my attention to that. I actually hadn't seen it yet, so this is big. So it looks like I want to make sure that the actual I want to make sure that this is working. So if we go to the PG admin real quick, we can actually see that this is still null. So it changed that to null. So let's save that as an empty string now. Wait, violates not null constraint. That actually should not be happening. Let's actually just delete both these, yeah. Oh. Okay, wait, hold up. Let's refetch. Delete them. And then now let's log in back into View Creator. Some chat just asked, what do you use for your database? I use Postgres for the database. All right, so let's log in to View Creator real quick. All right, so here's what View Creator looks like for all those that are new and wondering. Let's also pass in, let's see if that actually was able to improve our, okay, let's go back here. I wanna change something. In the home hero, if the screen size is under a certain pixel, it won't show the animation. Please remove that logic. I always want to show the animation on the home hero. Zero asks, what are the API costs? What API costs? For, are you talking about Claude? Because for Claude, it's actually the new model is cheaper than Claude 4.5 Sonnet is cheaper than Claude 4 Sonnet. But if I'm being honest, that was expected because GPT-5 was so cheap, they had to compete. So thank goodness for a good old competition there. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We've got 91 watchers right now. So if you're watching, you're just chilling, make sure you support the channel by liking and subscribing. We do pretty much live streams every day. So, all right, so updating a pain point section here. Let's go over here and see. All right, so testimonials now, if we go to, I'm gonna write a review. So this is what the review page looks like. And let's leave a 5-star review. I'm gonna write really great platform, but then I'm not gonna submit a profile image. So here's that. And then now let's go back to the sign-in page. Let's just launch another window here. Go back to the sign-in page and see if, okay, perfect, yep. So it was able to update that. Perfect. All right, now let's make sure that I actually did the same on down here with that review section, which it did. Only problem is it's writing the same review twice, so we're gonna need to take a look at that and fix that. Moonport Media asks, how's 4.5 so far? Yeah, I mean, it's so they did say that this is the best coding model on the market now, according to the benchmarks. So I'm pretty impressed. It's really fast, smart. I'm definitely liking it so far. Yeah, Tony Leo, we are using 4.5 right now. This is Claude 4.5 that we're using. And we actually have Max turned on as well. So this is Claude 4.5 Max in Cursor. It's live in Cursor if you haven't already tried it out. Pui, Claude 4.5 is currently the best coding model. And they were able to finally get the price down, so that's nice. Okay, let's see if that got fixed there. So that should, okay, cool. So that did work. It did one-shot it. So it is one-shotting a lot of stuff, guys. One-shotting a lot. On the home page, I am not a fan of this section. So let's enter that. Change the background color and also turn it into a more visually appealing component that is easy to understand visually instead of all this text. This is going to be a really creative. This is going to use its creativity. So this is going to put Claude 4.5 Sonnet's creativity to the test, because essentially what I just said is, hey, I don't like this section, and what I want you to do is I want you to actually make it more visually appealing. So that, you know, people that are watching and that are reading this, it's not all this text that's just, you know, this looks like an AI generated section, right? So maybe can we create something that's a little bit more visually appealing and less text heavy? And that's exactly what it's doing. So let's see, this is a good test. Chat just asked, how does this compare GPT Codex in 4.5? I'm not sure yet. I can't give a final answer since I just started working on it less than about 23 minutes ago. So, you know, we'll see how it is. But so far, you know, I'm pretty impressed. I'm pretty impressed. It's very fast. So it says old way versus view creator. That's cool. I mean, what do you guys think? That did a decent job. Doom said that he thinks that Codex follows instructions and code preferences better than Claude 4.5 Sonnet. think deeply about the order that the components and the sections of the homepage go in and integrate the best practice. For example, how it works should go higher up. The reviews should go higher up. The benefits should go higher up on the homepage. Think through the organization and the layout of the homepage, and then integrate the updates to make it so that to maximize conversions. All right, let's do that. All right, let's do a quick sub check, guys. All right, we are at 3,213. If you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Channel's been running up, and I see that we got 86 watchers right now, so I'm going to throw this down here. Yeah, we got 90 watchers, so if you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, I'll just leave this here. Yeah, Sonnet 4.5, tra-la-la, it's pretty good compared to Codex. Thank you to whoever just subscribed. Appreciate the support. All right, so it's going to reorganize our homepage according to best practices. I don't really like these sections here. These are kind of outdated at this point. My coding diary, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Shaways, yeah, I just started earning money from YouTube, but I don't really see myself as a content creator. I'm just a vibe coder that's sharing his journey. So, tra-la-la, the price is pretty good. It's Claude 4.5 Sonnet is cheaper than Claude 4 Sonnet, so they actually were able to decrease the price with a better model, which is great. But you know, you would have to do that. You know, they literally had to do that because here's the benchmark for those wondering that are just joining. Let's put this here, but yeah, they say it's the best coding model on the market now. So you can see on the agentic coding SWI bench verified, it's 5% better, a little bit less, I guess, 4.4% better than GPT-5. But you know, hey, everything matters, right? So let's see. I don't know why it made that section. This section is still dark. But yeah, you guys can stop the stream and check that out to see the everything you need to create viral social content is dark again. Please make sure that it properly adapts to light mode. All right, so let's go into our dashboard here and let's sign in. Aperium, good to see you. Let's go. All right, so let's drop this in here. Take a look now at the View Creator dashboard and think through a way to modernize this and make it more responsive and more modern using ShadCN. Think deeply and then integrate your updates. All right, let's drop that in after this. So that's queued. Actually, instead of dropping in this one, I think it's be smarter to, can we pull this up? I can't, that's all right. All right, that's all good. Gail said it's not cheaper, it's the same. Is it the same? I saw somebody say that it was cheaper. I think Cursor is better than Kiro, but I also have not used Kiro. The outdated sections on the homepage. Which one's Doom? We have a, here, hold up, we got a little refresh issue here. Let's fix this real quick. Did it even reorganize the homepage though? Wait, did this stop? Oh, it says it says that it's having a hard time connecting to the model provider. Shaway said, I checked your website, it doesn't have a vibe coded vibe to it. Thank you, yeah, that was the whole goal. We really didn't want it to give it a, a vibe coded feel. Doom, I'm dead. Welcome everyone. We are currently using Claude-4.5 Sonnet, the newly released model, to build View Creator and make updates to the platform. All right, let's go here. All right, so let's actually take a look at the home page and reorganize the components to ensure that the home page follows best practices. For example, on the home page, the How It Works section should go under the hero, and the benefits of View Creator should go under that, and the reviews should go under that. Make sure that you're formatting and ordering the components correctly. And Kit, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Guys, we are close to the most watchers that we've had on the live stream. We've never broken 100 watchers before. So if you're watching, make sure that you like and subscribe, because that's going to show the stream to more people. We've never been over 100, and right now we're only 5 away. So if you're watching right now, stay on. Let's break 100, guys. This is awesome. We're 2 away. Bill said, how do you talk with the terminal? So I use a vibe coding tool called Whisper Flow. And it helps me, essentially all I have to do is click the FN key, and it allows me to talk to my computer. And it dictates everything that I say. So let's see here. So it says here already at top, and then it's going to be the How It Works page. So it really did understand what I said. And it then said, yeah, so How It Works, benefits of View Creator, reviews, then other sections. So that's pretty cool. Let's go, guys. Doom said a few sections were outdated. Yeah, so I actually didn't submit that prompt. So Doom, thanks for reminding me. It was these sections, they're not necessarily outdated, but I just don't necessarily know how, this doesn't look that modern. So let's open up another tab and let's drop this in. Take a look at this component on the home page and think deeply about how you could improve it to modernize it and make it more responsive, and just improve it. I don't know, just improve it. Let's just see what 4.5 comes up with. All right, guys, we are over 100 watchers for the first time on the BridgeMind channel. If you're new here, this is a pretty cool moment. Claude 4.5 Sonnet just launched, and we are streaming everything. We've got 4 cursor tabs, and we're updating the View Creator website. I'm going to leave our subscriber count up here. But guys, if you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. And this is a big day, guys. The best coding model ever just got released. So this is huge. So let's see what it came up with here. This is updating. Let's go here. Let's try a refresh. Jose, welcome to the stream. Cryax Devs just asked, is 4.5 better than GPT-5 to you? I'm not sure yet. I would have to continue using it. I'll probably make a YouTube video about it and let you guys know. But since it just came out, let's just have some fun, and let's just use it for a bit and have a good time. And if you're new to the channel, welcome everyone. This is a great day. This is a great day. All right. So hydration error, so we're gonna have to relaunch here. Here's the benchmarks. It is on Twitter for those of you that need a reference to it. But okay, so here's what it did. All right, so it did, what's it doing here? Okay. Yeah, Jose, we're gonna get to 10K easily. Where did the how it works section even go, though? What happened to the how it works section? I'm not seeing it anymore. What did you do with it? Think deeply and figure out. I don't see it on the page. Where did it go? All right, so let's go back to the dashboard. If you guys remember that we had it working on the View Creator dashboard as well. So let's just sign in here and see, hey, what's going on? So looks like there's an error here. Let's just copy this and drop it in. This was the chat that was working on that. So let's drop that in, have it fix that, and then we'll see what it came up with. Bill said, are you using Whisper Flow on the free plan? Is it worth switching from typing? Do you actually notice better flow? Yes, that's a great question. So my typing speed is 100 words per minute and my talking speed is 160. So if you guys aren't familiar with Whisper Flow, I'm not affiliated with them or anything. But here's like essentially it tracks everything that you say to it, which is nice because if you ever mess up, it allows you to go copy it. But here you can see that I actually talk at 160 words per minute. So, you know, in terms of actual speed, if you're a vibe coder and you aren't actually using a speech to text tool yet, you should definitely get a speech to text tool. There's a lot of them out there. I would recommend Whisper Flow just because that's the one I use. And then Bill, to answer your question, I am on the pro plan, but the free plan gets you quite a lot of credits and you get, I think, a 2-week free trial anyway. Anonymous said, will you vibe code my hackathon project for testing new mode, please? Oh, man. All right. So it looks like there's still an error here. Let's drop that in. Get that fixed. Luis said, I think Sonnet 4 is actually better. I mean, not according to the benchmarks. Okay, let's X out here. Launch another incognito. Yeah, I'm using Claude-4.5 Sonnet, the newly released model right now. All right, let's go back to the dashboard here. Really fast model, I will say that. Okay, so here are the changes that it implemented on the dashboard. So if you guys remember, I essentially asked it to integrate Shad CN and make it more responsive. So let's check the responsiveness of this page. That's pretty responsive, I would say. Yeah, I really like that. So now let's like give it a more difficult. So here's the music playground. That's the text to voice sandbox. Let's go to the music studio. So let's go here and go to same thing with these pages. Update them to use Shad, CN, and better, more modern styling and responsiveness. All right, so let's pass in like a bunch of pages. Hold up, it looks like there's a caching issue. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Really happy that new model came out today. And you know what's interesting is that this is going to be a reason to, keep cursor plans or to keep Claude Code plans or whatever plan that you have because, hey, this is a really good model, it looks like. So I'm just going to give it like a huge project now to work on to update all these pages. So let's give it a big project there. Jihad just asked, are they both Next.js? Yeah. Yeah, so right now the front end and the back end are running locally. So I'm running the front end on port 3000, and I'm running the back end on 3001. But yeah, I'm really liking the new model, guys. Apparently this is the best coding model on the market now, so this is huge. Let's do a quick sub check where we at, guys. Let's go. If you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We're running up. Let's go back to the home page here. It still like seemed to lose the how it works. If you guys remember, we literally had the how it works. Right now, under the hero is the tools carousel, which is great. I like the tools carousel, but where did the benefits and the how it works section go? Please integrate them into the front end homepage. Apparently, you think we can reach 3,500 today? Jose said, unless Claude brings out something mind-blowing like GPT-5 did, I'm not subscribing to anything other than Codex. Really? Yeah, that's a good point. I mean... Okay. Alright, let's see here. Really fast model. Why is Next.js caching like this in a weird way? Can you figure out why? Identify the source of the issue and then assist me in properly getting my dev server so that whenever we make changes that it's able to refresh and won't cache like that. Right now, the reason I'm opening incognito each time is because I have a caching issue. So let's see if it can actually fix that caching issue. So it says static site generation with get static props. Remove all get static props. I do not want to use get static props. Find the pages that this is on and remove it. Yeah, it's a caching issue. So let's see it. And you know what's interesting is that Claude 4.5 was actually able to pick up on this. So it looks like it's with the blogs. So it actually found a problem that's been really... so let's actually submit this right away. It just found an issue that I've actually been having. Jihad said... open inspect and click on empty cache and reload without need of opening incognito. Yeah, well the problem is it's being caused by this get static props, which Claude-Sonnet-4.5 actually just diagnosed. So I've been having this issue for a bit, and you know what's interesting is that it just found it and diagnosed that I was having that issue. So it's nice that, you know, we'll be able to fix this now. It looks like it was, now let me remove the get static props from the homepage and convert it to use client-side data or defaults. Yeah, that's perfect. So really interesting pickup there. Ankit said, explain to me your MCP setup. How is this crazy fast? How is 4.5? I mean, 4.5 is noticeably faster than 4 with a higher level of intelligence, in my opinion. So you can look at this and you can notice that it's obviously has a much higher level of intelligence and is much faster. So I'm very impressed so far, guys. So it's removing the get static props export, which is perfect. We didn't want that. Let's go check out the dashboard, see how the work is going over there. So if you guys remember, we're working on 2. Looks like it actually already finished. Oh my gosh. It already finished updating all these pages, guys. That's insane. So this one's updated. This one's updated. Wow. Wow, that's insane. All right, so this is looking pretty good. Yeah, I'm using a couple MCPs. I'm using Playwright, I'm using Stripe, and I'm using the Google Chrome MCP. How does it stack up to GPT-5? I would say that so far, I can't make any, obviously I can't make any final predictions, but I mean, when you look at the SWE bench and the benchmarks, it does say that on the SWE benchmark that it is, it was 4.2 or 4.4% better than GPT-5. So I'm gonna trust them on that and say that Claude 4.5 Sonnet just did beat out GPT-5, which is absolutely incredible. If you guys, if we go back to this here, you guys can check this out. I mean, so basically on the SWE bench, it is 77.2 versus GPT-5 72.8. Here's the codex. So compared to codex, it's less than 3%. It's, what is that, 2.7% better than codex. But also something to note is it's very, very fast, very, very fast. So that's very important to note, is that it is noticeably very quick. It thinks for less, and it seems that it thinks less while also keeping the amount of intelligence. So definitely something to note. All right, go here. Yeah, it's very fast. Okay. Why is it that, is this not correctly up to here? Let's open up cursor a little bit wider here. Check out the code. So let's open our home page here. Let's go to, we do have the home page, and then we have this, it looks like there's no how it works. Create the how it works component in this section here. All right, or was that no, it wasn't a common component. Okay, so how it works should go in there. Also, if you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, welcome to the stream. We're one subscriber away from 3,230, so appreciate the support. Let's keep it going. Davidson said, did you design the UI or let the AI do most of the stuff? I used, so I did design a lot of it with AI, but I also used resources like 21st Dev to help me get a really creative website. It has components essentially that are pretty cool that you can use. Great. Now put this how it works component right below the hero. Maybe it already did that. Let's check. Okay. Wow, 120 watchers. This is incredible. Never had this many people watching. Pretty cool. Let's go, guys. Let's run it up. Anybody that's new to the channel, we have a series on the channel where I am vibe coding an app until I make $1 million. So typically this is my day off. So I was going to take a day off today, but since the new model dropped, I wanted to make sure that I got a stream in. But yeah, I mean, if you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, we have a ton of vibe coding content. So if you're interested in vibe coding, if you're interested in technology, and then make sure you subscribe. Also, I do have a Discord, and our Discord has hundreds of people in it. And I just want to drop a link to all of you that are not in the Discord yet. I just dropped a link in chat. So if you haven't joined the Discord yet, I just pinned in chat the link to our Discord. So make sure you join that as well. Okay, so let's see here. Let's get this actually integrated. How it works. Is it down there at the bottom? Yeah, I'm doing this challenge full time, so. Okay. So, how it works. Does anybody know what's causing this to not refresh? It feels like there's an issue here. Okay, let's see here. Okay. All right, let's sign in. Let's check out how the back end's looking. All right, so this is looking really good now. Create template, agents. This looks really good. Yes, Rohit, this is the best coding on the market now. The coding model, best coding model on the market. I just started trying it out, so I can't give you a full answer on that. But I do notice that it is very smart, fast. Okay, so let's go over here. Let's take a look at the front end page here. All right. All right. Let's go to index and figure out, hey, why is this not showing? How it works. Should be right here. Okay. Guess this is the how it works section. Okay. Run npm run build and fix any build errors. The grind is on. Let's go. Yeah, Gemini 3 is probably going to be insane. Yeah, Google hasn't come out with a new model in a while. Such a fast model. Super fast. Look at how fast this is. Boom, thought for 2 seconds, ready to implement. I mean, what did it even think about? I need to fix it on escape quotes and testimonials, line 92. Super fast. Somebody in chat said that there are rumors that Gemini Flash will be better than 2.5 Pro. Honestly, I believe it. I remember 2.5 Pro was, you know, pretty good when it first came out, but it's fallen way behind. It's like not even on the radar now. Not even on the radar. Okay, let's see here. Launch workflow. Okay. All right, so let's go, let's drop this in here. And I have that image, and I actually want the how it works section to look more like this. So I'm gonna screenshot this. I want the how it works section to look more like this. Tony said, honestly, I'm looking forward more to the Codex update. It's more practical for me. I just wish it were more geared towards software engineering. Do you mean like, you wish that what was more geared towards software engineering? Rohit, I think that, yeah, 2.5 Pro coming out in May. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We're running up. Let's get it. We got 111 watchers. All right, so let's see how well it's able to update this this how it works section. So I just want to make sure, because I was like, that doesn't look like the how it works section that I wanted to build, and it was just because it got somewhere along the lines, it got a little bit, it hallucinated somewhere, because I was going between chats. So let's throw this in there. So I dropped in the screenshot from this here as a reference, and essentially what I'm aiming for is I want it to look like that. So let's see if it is able to do that, how it works. Okay, that's pretty good. Definitely could be better. Now create the pricing component in the home components section. So I'm gonna drop this in, create that pricing. And then I'm also gonna drop in this as reference here. And then I'm also going to reference the @pricing page, pricing.ts, drop that in, and then also pricing tsx. All right, review the pricing TS and pricing TSX page for reference, and then create a component that is styled similarly. Yeah, I do get that a lot about the Spider-Man thing, Tom Holland. Who knows? Maybe I am Tom Holland. All right, so let's see if how that works. How it works. I'm not in love with this component, so let's make it better, but for now it's all right. Yeah, Codex is a lot better than Claude Code, that's for sure. So, you know, it's interesting is that recently Claude Code, after Codex came out, people really started to hate on Claude Code because Codex was so much better. As you guys know, I have that workflow where, I'm able to run 6 to 7 Codex agents at once, and I'm a huge fan of Codex. But also I like Cursor because Cursor is usually much faster, and having a good Claude model to use in Cursor is also a great thing. It's very, very nice to have such a good model in Cursor. All right, so that's coming in. So here's what it created, pricing. So that looks great, honestly. Yeah, that looks really good. It actually, yeah, that's awesome. It kind of followed it a little bit directly, but that's all right. All right. All right, hold up. Make sure that every section on the home page is actually a component in this directory and is imported in. All right. All right, so here's that pricing section, looking pretty good. Oh, we have a caching issue here. All right, fix that. On the first step of the sign up page, you should show somewhere, for example, at the top of the sign up page, what plan that they selected and how much it costs, and give them the ability to click a change button that will route them back to the pricing page. All right, so let's drop in that prompt as well. It's gonna go into the queue. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, we're up to 3,238 subs, so let's keep it going. All right, so now it's working on that sign up page. Let's see. You know what? One thing that I'm noticing that Claude 4.5 Sonnet is really good at is actually knowing when to call the MCP tools. Sometimes when I'm using GPT, it actually makes it so that I have to be a little bit more direct in saying, hey, use this MCP. But something I'm noticing about Claude 4.5 is that it's very proactive. Like essentially, if I was using GPT right now, it would not be calling the MCPs. I promise you, it would not. Unless you had given it, some type of agents MD file or something like that to instruct it to call that. But this isn't, this doesn't have any of that. So it's just interesting that it's doing that. Is that it's really, really proactive. So let's see what it drops in here for the sign up. But I'm really impressed. Now that Rohit said, now that 4.5 Sonnet is out, why would anyone use 4.1 Opus? Yeah, I mean, I don't see anybody using Opus after this because Opus was an incredibly expensive model. I mean, expensive to the point of there's no reason that it should use it. So finally, we have a model from Anthropic that's actually intelligent and also doesn't cost like $90 per million output, you know? That's very nice. All right, so it caught itself. It said, I see the issue. The plan mapping is incorrect. So I'm very impressed so far with 4.5. Taha, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Devil said that he finds Codex to be much better than Claude Code. Yeah, I agree. Doom said that Cursor made some agent changes, so that could be why 4.5 is calling MCPs when it needs to. Okay, good to know. Thanks for the support, guys. We're up to 3,240. Let's keep it going. All right, so that's perfect. Oh my gosh, it nailed it. Wow. That's fantastic. So basically the feature that I just wanted to implement there is I wanted to make it so that, hey, if a user is... Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Did you guys notice what it just did? It's changing the URL, and it's testing the different URLs based on which plan it is. So if you guys noticed that, it literally relaunched the page with the Pro plan configured. That's awesome. So we can click change here. Here's the Ultra. Oh wait, oh I'm already logged in. Oh wait, actually let's change this page. I just have been wanting to change this. Update this page so that Starter, Pro, Ultra, and Custom are all in line and styled more like the pricing page. Okay. Okay. I'm telling you that tons of MCP use. Tons of MCP use. Corfy, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Is that, are you guys all trying 4.5 out as well, or what does everybody think? All right, so let's see what it does here. So if I go to adjust plan, nah, that's not what I wanted. That is not what I wanted. If you take a look at the pricing page, the containers that hold each pricing plan are all the same height and width. And what you did on this page is it is not that. So you need to update this page so that they are all the same height and width. Also, you need to integrate better responsiveness so that it knows when to wrap. Oh, no. It almost just got confused there. He was like, let me update the pricing page. I'm like, no, don't do that. That's why you got to keep an eye on these things. So this is what I want it to look like, essentially. B-Job said you motivated me with your consistency and hard working, and now I have a startup too. Let's go. That's what I like to hear. That's what I'm talking about. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, we'll be back for day 40. I've been working hard on CloudFormation behind the scenes. I actually wasn't planning on streaming today, but since Claude 4.5 Sonnet came out, I had to stream, obviously, just for a little bit. But I'm going to get right back to CloudFormation after this. Rohit asked if I can share the list of MCPs that I'm using. Yeah, so it's not actually that complicated of a list. The main MCPs that I use are the Playwright MCP, which is what this is using for like the browser screenshots and browser navigate, and etc. And then let's see if, okay, there we go, guys. There we go. It actually got it that time. It actually did not make them the same though, is the only issue. Add MCP tool to allow list. If you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We're running it up today. Let's go. Still not the same width and height, so hopefully that updates here soon. But yeah, I'm really noticing the MCP is getting called by 4.5 Sonnet. Browser resize, doing all sorts of stuff. Corfy just asked, what's my opinion on Claude 4.5 Sonnet? So I think it's really fast and intelligent, and I am a big believer in when they do release, the benchmarks where they show, hey, this is how it did in the SWE bench, verified, etc. You should be paying attention to that, because obviously this is now the #1 coding agent on the market according to the benchmarks. So very, very impressed with that. Okay, so let's go back to the home page here. Oh, got an error there. Let's see what actually is that. Separate HMR. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, let's X out of these. So Ankit asks, where are my MCP servers running? So in Cursor, you actually just set them up in Cursor and you configure them in Cursor. Cursor makes it really easy, which is nice. Take a look at the how it works section in the home page of the website and think deeply about the icons in the professionalism of this section. This is the second thing that users see, and I don't like the fact that it isn't very professional with like the ugly icons. Make this more professional. For example, add a nice animation and effect to it, and remove these ugly, unprofessional icons and add more text that is easily readable and actually accurate. So take a look at the product and think deeply about what View Creator actually is and update it to be accurate. Bjob asks, do I only use Cursor? How much do I pay? So I do have the Ultra plan for Cursor, but I also use Codex, and I have the Pro plan on ChatGPT. So the Codex is really good and Cursor is really good. So Cursor is going to be faster. It's going to allow you to have better models. And I actually just released a video today where I compare Codex and Cursor. So if you guys are interested in that, there's a video on my channel that I released this morning. That's only like 20 minutes long. I think it's less than 20 minutes. So if you guys want to go check that out and think through, hey, what vibe coding tool should I be using? Cursor, Codex. That's going to give you a good comparison there. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel already, because most of my content is vibe coding related. So if that would interest you, make sure you go check that video out. I think it would give you a really good comparison there. So I talk about it in that video, but I'll just repeat it here since you guys are on stream. Cursor is really fast. It gives you the flexibility of being able to select different models. Like for example, let's say that I only had Codex, right? And I'm sure that people are watching right now that only have Codex or only use ChatGPT or don't have Cursor. And the issue with that is that when new models that come out that are better than GPT models, which does happen like days like today, you have to be mindful that, oh, well, now, you don't have access to the best model on the market. So that's definitely, something to think about. And look what I'm so used to using GPT-5 that I'm going to keep saying it, but look what Claude-4.5 did. That was a pretty good update. I really like that. Wow. That's awesome. That's a good section. Man, this is awesome. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Frederick said, what front-end framework and styling framework is View Creator using? It looks great. Yeah, so thanks for the compliment and feedback. So I'm using Next.js on the front end, and then I use Tailwind, ShadCN, and then also there's a website called 21st Dev, and it allows you to create, and it's essentially like a prompt library for ShadCN components. So it's really helpful sometimes to use that. Let's see here, automated content workflows. Is this actually, okay, cool. Just want to make sure. Let's see if we can improve this blog page. Stadev just asked a similar question. Just curious what tool helps you with the front end. Yeah, so obviously, Claude 4.5 Sonnet is really good at front end styling for UI, but then also tools like 21st Dev, ShadCN, Tailwind, those are really going to help you get a modern layout. Take a look at the blog page and think deeply about how you can make this page better. Make it a more modern blog page that has a nice grid layout. Like for example, right now all the blogs are the same size, but maybe we could turn it into a grid layout where the latest blog is, for example, bigger, and then there's other blogs that are essentially just links with the title text. Think deeply about this and come up with a really enhanced blog page is, if you check, we have over 21 blogs, so we should be able to create a really professional looking blog page, not this grid, ugly, minimal layout. Come up with something way better. Corfy said, I never used Cursor before. What are the tips on using Cursor? So Cursor, in my opinion, is the #1 IDE that's AI infused. So there's like, VS Code obviously uses Copilot. Hero is pretty popular these days, but in my opinion, Cursor is #1. I really like it. Wow, that MCP is pretty cool that it uses that. So here's the MCP. So yeah, something that I'm definitely noticing is that Claude 4.5 Sonnet is really, really good at using the MCPs. That's definitely noticeable. So they must have trained, and that's one thing to note, is that as these models are getting better, they're getting better at using the MCPs. So that's, just really interesting that this model is so noticeably better at using the MCPs. All right. All right, so let's see what I can do with the blog page here, guys. I'm excited to see. Aperium asked, had coffee? I drink coffee in the morning. Let's do a quick subscriber check. Let's see where we're at. We are at 3,246. All right, guys, let's get to 3,250, all right? If you haven't subscribed, now is the time. Let's get there. I know for a fact that there's 4 people here that haven't subscribed, and we've been blowing up lately. So if you're into vibe coding, you're into build in public content, we have a series on the channel where I'm vibe coding an app until I make $1 million. So, we have a really good community. So if you haven't already joined the Discord as well, check down in the description below and you'll see the link to the Discord. Aperium, would you be able to drop a link to the Discord? All right, so here's what Claude 4.5 Sonnet is coming up with. Not great. All right, guys, one away. Let's go. We can get there. Hey, let's go. Thanks for the support, guys. Wow, let's go. All right, so decent look here. Only issue is that it is missing. Note that these blogs do not have the hero images, and I don't want to include hero images, so you need to come up with better styling and a better layout with that in mind. Since we don't have the hero images, that's going to change things. So think deeply and look at the rest of the website and come up with a better blog page that integrates better with the theme of the website. Let's try that out. Corfy says that he wants to join the Discord. Yeah, you can join the Discord. There's a link in the description down below. Yo-Yo asked, which MCP are you using? So I'm using Playwright right now. So that's what you guys have been seeing. 4.5 has been calling Playwright quite a bit. So something to note is that 4.5 is way better at agentic. It must be really good at agentic tooling. Because it knows how to call those MCPs. So just very interesting to see that. Corfy said that he joined the Discord. Let's go. That's awesome. Venom asked, how do you feel about 4.5? I think it's really fast. I think it's really smart. It's incredibly fast. So just in terms of being able to iterate fast, it's going to be really nice. Karmic asks, are you creating new branches for each request you do, or does Cursor do that automatically? Yeah, so I'm not. So I'm just in, the dev branch. So if you look down here, I'm in the current branch I'm in it's dev UI. It's view creator UI, and then it's dev. So something to note. All right, let's see what happens with this update here. Okay, that looks a lot better. There we go. Yeah, that looks much better. Make it so that there's no longer any pagination on this page. For example, all articles should have all of the rest of the blogs instead of there being any pagination at all. I like that logic better. But yeah, that's definitely an improvement. So there's essentially the latest article is in big, it's big, and then the other ones are smaller underneath, and then the old ones are going to just be a nice list. So that's a huge improvement. Very impressed by that. And that took, I don't know if you guys can even skip back and see how long that took to build this feature, but not long. Oh, check this out, guys. I'm projected to reach my usage limits by 10.5. Oh no. Corfy, yeah, I would definitely recommend installing Cursor. Okay. Error here. It'll find that, I'm assuming, though. Karmic said that I should get a tattoo that says "You're absolutely right." Don't know what that means, but might have to. Chris Barr said, "Where are you at?" I'm in the metaverse. Nah, I'm in the United States. Gamer Clash asked a good question. He asked, are you using just the agent via Cursor, or do you use it with the CLI tool as well? So I use it with, I'm using it with Cursor right now. I use Codex mainly for the CLIs. I like Codex better than Claude Code. Stadev said, can you give the MCP list? So I use Playwright and Stripe mainly. I don't use a ton of MCPs, but those are the ones I use mainly. All right, there we go. That's awesome. What an improvement. Run npm run build and fix any build errors. All right, looks like the build worked. Somebody just asked, when's the new Spider-Man coming out? It's top secret. All right, so that build did deploy. We have to refresh now because of that. All right. All right, this is looking a lot better. I like that. All right, guys. I don't want this live stream getting too long. I actually wasn't even planning on streaming today, so this was just a an impulsive stream just because Claude 4.5 Sonnet came out. So I'm going to end the stream here. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. I'll be live tomorrow for day 40 of Vibe Coding an App until I make $1 million. As you guys know, we've been grinding hard on View Creator, which is getting ready for launch here this week. So thanks for tuning in, and I will see you guys all tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day, and good luck in playing around with 4.5. I'm a huge fan. Just to summarize, I think it's super fast, super smart, and definitely a model that you should figure out how to integrate into your Vibe coding workflow. Have a good one.